Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows from shows ranging from the 90s to today.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany,
And I'm Cynthia.
and today we're talking about season 5, episode 1, titled The Bostonians, air date October 10th, 2001, and the synopsis is
Joey is at Worthington University where she is struggling in her running class. Audrey, Joey's new roommate, proves to be more of an annoyance than a friend with her wild and crazy personality. Dawson, who's continuing his studies at USC, has a rocky start with his job when he meets Todd Carr, a film director who gives Dawson a hard time. At nearby Boston Bay College, Jen and Jack are invited to their first frat party, and then they persuade Joey to come along with Audrey.
Do you like how it started?
Well, I was confused by the voiceover because I didn't recognize the voice too about their kiss. And then we just find out that it was Joey's professor, Wilder, reading her essay to the class. So apparently she wrote about her and Dawson's kiss.
But did you like that? How it was Dawson and Joey, and then it leads into her class.
Well, I wasn't surprised it started that way because people would have questions about that. Watch the long break.
Well, I mean, I hated it, but I also didn't like that they kissed at the end anyway, but I mean, it did the same thing in season 2 when it came back, right?
Hmm.
They left they brought it back to the bedroom kiss.
Yeah, just without the voiceover.
Yeah.
But I was surprised her professor read her essay to the class and said that that was her essay instead of reading it, anonymously like other classes would do.
Yeah, but don't you think that the teacher probably or the the professor probably said this is going to be read to the class?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just surprised he said her name. That was included. Like some people know it was her paper.
Well, she was probably told it was going to be, and she should have maybe wrote something not so personal if she didn't want it read to the class.
Maybe I just figured that it would have been better for the students to give their opinions without knowing who wrote it, so they could be unbiased or, not really think about the person's feelings if they didn't know who it was.
Well, I mean, I did agree with that guy when he said it's a high school crush.
Hmm.
Because think about it, for Joey, it basically was. The person that she actually fell in love with was Pacey, not Dawson. Because they only dated for like a month or two and it was barely anything. Like because they still were trying to be friends, but trying to like, it still was, it wasn't really anything. So I
But she
still
was
feel like
in,
it was the high school crush. Like, yeah, but you can say you're in love with your high school crush. It's just a crush. It means nothing. The person you fall in love with means everything.
yeah, well, I'm just saying that she was already in love with him way before they started dating. So,
Exactly. It was a crush.
no, I'm saying she was already loved him before. It was
It was
more
a
than a crush.
crush. It was a crush. With Joey, it was a crush. She
I don't think so.
truly, I do. I think she truly fell in love with Pacey. I think that was her first love. I don't think Dawson was.
Yeah, I know that too. I'm just saying that she already had those strong feelings before.
Okay, well, I just said that Pacey was the first love. This is
Hmm.
just a crush. If it's not love, it's just a crush.
I just think that she was in love with Dawson, but he wasn't really entirely in love with her the same way. But with Pacey, it was
No,
more mutual.
it was just a crush.
Okay. You were convinced I was in love with my so-called Dawson, so
Exactly.
that situation was different.
Yeah, you actually loved him.
No, not like that.
So
And then,
you agreed with that girl then.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know what she said, but I just know that the guy and the girl had two different opinions.
which is the usual when it comes to writing. Someone loves it, someone hates it. And then Joey did end up getting a C either way on the essay.
And it was weird though because the professor said, you're a writer, so like basically good luck to this, you know, I don't know. class, whatever, like your new life of being a
Mm-hmm.
writer. But it was just like, Joey's not a writer.
Right. She was doing art before, and now she's writing.
I know. I don't get it. I don't get how she's the writer.
And after the theme song, we start off with Joanna Jog. That's also out of character for her. Like, since when does she exercise? You know?
But I didn't think it was needed.
Yeah. Because Dawson just called her. She could have been anywhere doing that.
Studying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then again, I didn't think a lot of these scenes needed to be in there.
Yeah, so D
Um,
Dawson just called Joey to say that he can't make it for the weekend because he has an internship today.
yeah. Eh. Then she gets all sad. Blah blah blah. Now, but I thought he said he wasn't gonna see her till Christmas.
Yeah, I know, but
It's only October.
their kiss changed everything apparently. So
It's
they
been
want to
four
see each other
months.
now. Mm-hmm.
It's been four
Well,
months
yeah, yeah,
because it's been summer's over with and she's
mm-hmm,
now two
yeah,
months into college. So it's October
mm-hmm.
now and it's weird.
Maybe he just finished his program, so he had time to see her until the internship popped up.
Well, he didn't know that back in June.
No, because he didn't have the internship then. It seemed very
No,
last
but
minute.
no, but he knew when his course was going to be over with.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew that he would have time to see her, but he didn't make the plans back then in season 4.
Yeah,
He
because
just said, "I'll see you at Christmas."
but like I said, with the kiss, they changed their minds. So now he's trying to see her before then.
Well, he should have wanted to see her just because they're friends.
Yeah, that too.
And again, their kissing is just, don't like it. Oh, I mean, I did think it was funny that Dawson wasn't coming.
I felt bad for Joey. You could tell she was disappointed.
Yeah.
And then Jen and Jack are walking. They sit down and a guy walks up to them, invites them to a frat party.
Well, I thought it was funny right before that though, when Jack was talking about like the last guy she was with was Henry. So
Hmm.
basically her senior year was a waste. And
Hmm.
then he said, I know you're more fun when you're with a guy. What?
Right.
Isn't that a little mean
Hmm.
and sexist? Like you're a girl and you can only be fun when you're with a guy. It's just
Yeah, he
mean.
just said she was
Cause
entertaining.
Because it's not like you're fun when you're with your other friends. It's
Hmm.
literally when you're with a guy. I just thought that
Yeah.
was mean.
Hmm.
But yeah,
And
how did you
then,
like how Jack gets invited to the frat party?
yeah, well, it was funny how he caught the football. That's like another callback to the previous seasons. I don't remember now. Maybe two when he was in the football team, and that's how he joined too, because he caught the football and everybody was impressed. So you
Well,
can tell he still had that talent in him.
I will say though, Jack's got a nice tan going on.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I noticed that.
Doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I thought Pacey kind of had a tan going on too.
I didn't know
I don't
Casey
know. I
just
feel like the
Jack.
only one that really didn't was Jen and Dawson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're too pale.
hmm
And then yeah, Jack says for Jen to go with him because she might meet somebody there. Because apparently
He's
she
he
has
well yeah, apparently he's hoping so because she's only more fun when she's with the guy.
well, I was gonna say because apparently she's getting close to being a born again virgin and um I had something else and I forgot, but yeah. So that,
Maybe
they should
she's
go.
maybe she's just looking for the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like these two should really focus on their studies. And I have another
Mm-hmm.
question for you.
Yeah.
Where in the world are these two going to school?
I don't know, somewhere in
Like
Boston.
Joey's going to Worthington.
Mm-hmm.
These two, I have no idea where they're going
Right.
because they are in the same city as Joey. Because Joey goes to Graham's for what is it? was it Friday, Saturday dinners? And I'm
Sunday,
like,
yeah.
yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
so it's just weird how if Joey is able to go to dinner at Graham's, it's obviously close enough. And the fact that Jen and Jack are also there, that's what I mean. Where in the world these two go to college? Nobody says anything in this episode that they're only like 10, 20 minutes from each other. Like there's no
Mm-hmm.
indication that they're close, but yet they are close.
Yeah, because Worthington,
Couldn't they make it seem, couldn't they say it or something? It's just weird.
mm-hmm.
It's a guessing game.
Yeah, Worthington, they say it's located in um yeah, Boston, Massa. Yeah, I can't say that. But in our world, it seems to be located in Minnesota. So I don't know. They changed it for the show.
Yeah, but what about Jack and Jen? Where's their college?
Um,
Because we know they didn't get into Worthington. Joey had a hard time getting in, and she was in the top 10.
yeah, there's also Boston College in Mass.
So
So
that's probably where they went. And
yeah, but
apparently,
they're all in Boston.
yeah, well, we knew they were all going to Boston, the three of them.
Yeah, not Massa, whatever.
But it's just weird that, you know, their their colleges are clearly by each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's one way to put your kids together, but it's still weird. It's still weird because Dawson is not there. Like, this is what I didn't like of season 5 is you're breaking the characters apart.
Right.
I mean, it's just I don't like it.
When you think of Boston, do you think of New York, Boston?
I don't think of Boston, but
Oh,
no,
okay, because
I don't think of New York. Why?
that's what I was thinking of. Because they are in that state, not New York. So that makes more sense to me now.
It's more fun when you try to say it.
No, I'm not gonna. Um, yeah. So then we meet Audrey, Joey's roommate, played by Busy, right?
Hmm.
And then
Oh.
she wants Joey to have fun too and go out, but Joey wants to study.
I think Audrey's having too much fun.
Hmm.
I think Joey should take a little page in Joey's book and start studying.
Yeah, because she wants Joey to leave the dorm room so she can hook up with a guy. Even though it sounds like she's been kicking Joey out since they started school.
Yeah, like every night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Audrey?
She can be a little pushy, trying to force Joey to open up maybe before she's ready.
Do you like her?
Yeah, she's okay. She grew on me by the end.
I don't like her.
Why?
She's just too much.
Mm.
I just don't like her.
I think she'd be a good friend to have in college.
No. I don't need my roommate kicking me out. I'm Joey.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, that's why I said friend, not roommate. And then yeah,
Yeah,
Joey
well, if
said
she's your friend, she'll be trying to get you to go to parties instead of studying
yeah,
like she
but
was with Joey. So if she's your friend, she's not going to be a good friend.
yeah, but you can tell her no sometimes.
And she's bringing up things Joey doesn't want to talk about. So it's like,
Hmm.
and okay, I do think it was funny when she said, Dustin's not,
Yeah,
Dunstan, oh no, she said, Dunstan's not
yeah.
coming.
Hmm. I don't know how she got that from Dawson. Like she didn't hear Dawson enough to remember it.
Well, the fact that she can't even remember Dawson's name,
Hmm.
I don't know how she got into Worthington.
And then Joey's about to go
What do
take
you
her.
think? How did she get into Worthington?
I don't know. You never know. Maybe we
I
don't know
want
what
to know
we don't know what her major is, so it could be whatever that is. That's her strongest suit. But
because I'm just like, you didn't remember his name.
Yeah. And then Joey's about to leave anyways to go take her paper to Mr. Wilder to say
Yeah.
about how she can improve on it.
And all the girls are in line because they're like in love with Professor Wilder.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, well, I can
Cynthia,
see what.
once again, the storyline. Why does it have to be the older guy? Like, I get they're not teenagers anymore, but it's still weird.
Yeah, he doesn't even look that old though.
Like, he's the professor, they are the students. Ew. But
Yeah, well
again, the
back
writers are obsessed with these storylines.
yeah, well back then it wasn't so controversial for that to be a thing.
Well, it should have been.
And then yeah, Joey
Um,
gets there to only find that line of dozens of girls waiting for him.
yeah, and she realizes she's not ever going to get in to see him
Yeah.
that day because there's like 200 girls lined up.
Yeah, I'd be so
Um,
annoyed.
well, and then he jumps out the window though.
Yeah, that was funny.
I have a thing with that though.
Well, lucky for him was on the first floor, first of all.
Okay. But what I find weird though is like if you're the teacher and you're in there and a student comes in and you're working on them, we're working with them one on one,
Mm,
as soon as that, because there's a lineup out there. So
yeah.
as soon as that person comes out, another one is going right in. Like they're probably passing each other.
Hmm.
How is it the next person did not see him jump out the window? Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like the
yeah, I
door
don't
is
know.
probably revolving. As soon as it opens, someone's like rushing in so they can go see him.
Maybe
He would need like 5 minutes in between to try to jump out the window, to grab his stuff. And the fact that
Mhm.
at that point somebody else would have been in the room and said, "Hey, Professor Wilder," and then he would have had to turn and talk to the person. So the fact that he didn't have, like, nobody was in there to see that he jumped out the window was really weird.
Maybe he told the last student he talked to, like, tell the next one that I'm gonna need a minute until I see her, and then that's when he went out the window.
Something, because I'm
Yeah.
like, it doesn't make any sense that nobody would notice.
Yeah, and the window maybe was already open too, so that saved him some time.
But he had to grab his stuff still.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, just save time. The window was already open, so he just grabbed his stuff and went out. But of course, Joey was the one that saw him.
Well, I think Joey's starting to like him. Did you see how happy she was to see him?
Maybe because she didn't have to wait for that long line now.
Let's hope so.
But I
Oh
didn't like
yeah.
how he.
Well,
Well,
what did you like when he said about how her paper it ends where it should be starting? And I'm like, ew, stop it. This is what I mean. The writers are trying to force Dawson and Joey again, and I don't like it.
I just saw it as the professor trying to have Joey expand her mind and be creative with her writing and adding what she like he said what she wanted to happen, what she thinks should have happened, just to be more creative with her
But
writing.
But the reason why I'm thinking it's the writers pushing this is because he says, "Oh, is that guy coming this weekend?" And she
Mm.
said, I don't know what, I forgot what she said. But
Yeah, she said he was. Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I'm like, oh, they're trying to make it like, here's the couple, Dawson and Joey, because
Hmm.
Joey has to write a paper, and he just hinted it starts where it or it ends where it should start. And I'm like, no, no, no,
Hmm.
no, no. It ends where it should end.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking writing paper wise, not
Nope.
the storyline wise.
No. Well, if that's the case, why does she need her friend coming to town? Like, or why does she need the guy coming to town to write the paper? She can't just have an imagination?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're just
Hmm.
writing a paper, why does the professor say, is the guy coming to town to basically, s- you know, what he said,
Hmm.
start where it ended?
Yeah.
It just, it's always, remember those, they always put those little egg things in the basket and you gotta figure it out. Well, that's it.
Yeah. And then I didn't like how he said that about the girls in line. He said that he can just go home and have the wife and kid bitch at him about and keep him grounded. Keep him grounded. You know?
Yeah, he clearly doesn't like the wife and kid.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like he's happy anywhere, work or home. And then Dawson walks into the building, the lot for his internship, and um, oh yeah, he walks into the building. A woman greets him right away and kisses him on the cheeks. They walk into her office. They're talking, only to find out that she assumes he's somebody else, like a writer, a
Oh,
script writer, screenwriter
yeah. It was funny
named
because
David.
she was like, David? And he was like, Dawson. And then she was like, Hurley or Harley, whatever.
Partly, yeah.
And he was like, Leary. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
that
it's
was
not
funny.
for you.
And then she asks her assistant, like, who is this? And she's like, the new internship.
She was like,
Intern.
who is
Yeah.
this? And then
Hmm.
she's like, the new intern. And then it's like,
Yeah.
give
Hmm.
me the real guy because I don't like this one.
Yeah.
And then she was like, what have I read of yours? Well, obviously nothing because
Yeah. That's why I said his resume. But I bet if she didn't bring up the name, they could have gone like that for another good 5 minutes at least. He probably
wasting
might
her
have got the
time.
job. Well, he probably might
Wait,
have got the job if he kept
wasting her
talking like that.
time.
Well, she kind of did it herself because she assumed that's who it was.
Well, it was a good thing that that lady said, David is here. Because it was
Yeah.
like, that's who she really wants to talk to. That's who she's given the job to.
Mm-hmm. And then we see the little house that Jen and Graham's got. That looks
So
like her house,
again,
just smaller.
Jen is probably living there.
Yeah, and maybe even Jack
Yeah, I was gonna say Jack's probably living there too to save on
on
money.
board. Mm-hmm.
Because all they now have to pay for is the college or the course,
Mm-hmm.
not board, room and board.
Yeah. And they talk about pacing where he could be, and Jen says he could be in Cape Side or Boston. I'm
Yeah,
like,
even though somebody already knows.
yeah, well, I didn't know she knew at the time. So I'm like, what do you mean he would be in Boston? Like, why would he be there? You think that'd be the last place he would be? Because Joey's there and he doesn't want to see her right now. But Joey
Yeah,
just says she hopes she,
but it's been 4 months. Maybe he does want to see her.
yeah. Joey just
Remember,
says she hopes he's happy.
maybe he took that time to realize he just wants to be friends with her.
Hmm. And then Joey says she should get back because Audrey should be done with her hookup by now. And Jen says that Audrey has a promising future in porn. And then they talk about the frat party and how they should go. And, Joey's like, I don't think we're really the kind of frat people. I mean, the kind of
They're
frat
not.
party people. Yeah.
They're not. They're not the party people.
So that's when Jen says that Jack just wants to go because that guy asked him. And I think that's partly true.
Okay, let's talk about Dawson going to his first day as internship.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he gives Todd that script change.
Well,
And
first of all, the security guy was nice.
hmm.
Um, and but then he goes in there on the first day, and yeah, he hands well, first it was funny because that director was like, who are you and why are you staring at me? And he was like, I'm the intern. And
Yeah.
then he was like, oh, and so gave me this to give to you. And
Hmm.
it was weird because like the director was like, here, read this. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, why is Dawson reading it? Because they're gonna have two different opinions. What if Dawson
Hmm.
loves it and the
Right.
director hates it? Like, or the opposite.
Hmm.
Like, why would you let the intern read it?
I think because he didn't have Dawson on. He didn't have anything for Dawson to do, so he just like to buy him time, gave him the script to read, I think.
But but why would you let the intern read it? Like, Dawson has
Hmm.
no
Experience.
experience.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, he's made his own stupid films that are stupid, literally. He said it himself. They suck.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
why would he be reading it? Like,
Yeah, but
as the director, wouldn't you let somebody who's more experienced and professional read it
yeah, but
that
what
you
really got
trust?
yeah, but what really got me is that he let him sit in his chair. I feel like that's something no director would do.
I don't know if he really let him. I think Dawson just did it.
No, he told him to go sit in his chair.
Well, and then Dawson literally was sitting there like, oh, look, I made it. Dawson, you didn't
Hmm.
make it. You literally are the intern, which can get fired any second. And are you directing? No. So you didn't make it yet, Dawson.
I think
Like
he
it's
was
your
just
first day.
yeah, I think he was just taking it in as like his first step to being a director, not actually making it.
I think he was taking it in like I made it. And it's like, no, you didn't.
Maybe.
Especially what happens at the end. You didn't make it.
Hmm. And then back at the dorm, Joey finds Audrey alone and finds out that she broke up with her current guy because he wanted her to have a threesome with him.
Okay. I thought it was funny when she said, I might be easy, but not sleazy or whatever,
Yeah,
Audrey. You seem to be.
that was funny.
Like
And then,
she's always sleeping with some guy, a different one every night.
yeah, but that's just what she wants to do.
Yeah, not
Um,
study. She never picked up a book yet.
yeah. And then, but she did make a point when she said it's hard work finding the right guy. That's true.
But then she was telling Joey um, like you need to get out and stuff. Like you're not like enjoying your college experience. But I mean, I do agree with Joey that like not everybody goes to college to party
Mm-hmm.
and to sleep around. Like some people, like that 5% probably goes
Mm-hmm.
to actually study and get an education.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, if you're partying all the time, you're gonna be late for class. You're not gonna do your homework. Like at some point, you gotta have time to like do your homework and stuff. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
go to like study groups and stuff. Like that's okay. So like, I don't think it's that partying is for everyone.
Right.
And it's clear, it's never worked out for Joey going to parties. Like she's just not that person. She's the
Yeah.
studying type. So
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having fun, and there's nothing wrong with studying.
Right.
I just want
Audrey,
to make it clear for the people that think that there is, like Audrey.
right. Well, she just thinks that Joey doesn't want to have the chance of meeting someone and moving on from her past relationships because she's stuck in the past.
Joey, yeah, but she's never brought up Pacey. She just brings up Dawson. But, that's what I didn't like either, was again, she disregarded her relationship with Pacey. This is what I mean by the writers. And she made it like Dawson's the one she's in love with. And I didn't like that because, again, that's not the
Mm-hmm.
person you spent a year with.
Right.
That was Pacey.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I meant by I hate season 5. They are acting like Pacey and Joey never existed as a
Mm-hmm.
couple. And that was the biggest relationship of the show.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long-lasting one compared to everybody else. That was the big one. I
Do you
mean,
think there
Dawson and Joey didn't even have the big one.
do you think that there are new writers this season?
I don't
Maybe.
know. I just didn't like them.
And that could be it.
I don't know. That's why I mean season 5 I just hate. And we're already off to a rocky start with this.
Maybe the writers just favored Joey and Dawson more, and that's why they went in that direction.
I know, but at some point you have to think of your audience. And
Yeah,
you
some shows
can't
don't do that.
you can't disregard one relationship that was huge.
Mm-hmm.
They were together for a year.
Yeah.
Dawson and Joey tried twice for like
Mm-hmm.
2 months and it didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, Jen's talked about her past with Henry. Like they brought up Henry, they've brought up Toby. Why aren't they bringing up Pacey? Like that's what's irritating is you're bringing up people that weren't really impactful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Henry was, but Toby wasn't. I mean, he just got with Toby.
Yeah. So I did look it up really quick to see. There were three writers on the finale of season 4 and two writers on this episode, but two out of the three moved to this next one here. So two of them, these both writers knew about their relationship
So
and
they
were
did a poor
aware.
job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we find out that Pacey is actually in Boston as well when Jen goes to see him to bring him food. And, he's asking about Joey and catching up on things. And she just tells him that Joey wants him to be happy. And,
Which, by the way,
hmm
he still looks good.
hmm and then Jen invites Pacey to the frat party and the Sunday dinners with Grams and everyone.
Yeah, he's not really interested in the Sunday dinners with Graham.
hmm Yeah, and he says for Jen to keep this a secret between them that he's, in Boston. He doesn't
Yeah,
want Joey to know.
Jen's becoming a little you, or you're becoming a
Hmm.
little Jen there.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping secrets from friends. Hmm. When
Yeah, but
I
do you
saw that, I was like, huh, that reminds me of Cynthia.
mm-hmm. But do you
Keeping
see
thing. I mean, how did she go? She was you. She went right. I mean, she saw Joey like the day or the next day and never said anything about Pacey. I mean, that sounds like you.
mm-hmm. But do you see
Did you think of yourself when you saw that?
no the situation, not as Jen though exactly. Do you
Well,
see
you were
how
Jen in this.
did
Why,
you
who
see
did
how
you think you were in this?
no, just the situation was similar, not that was actually Jen. But did you see how Pacey put her in that position?
Nope, I saw she lied.
So you
She's
think she should have
still,
told Joey,
yes,
even though Pacey would have been mad at her?
I don't care.
Okay. And then
Well, she seems to be more friends with Joey at this point because they're at college near each other and they seem to spend a lot of time together. So it just seems like they're closer. So and she sees Pacey sometimes. So I just
mm-hmm.
feel like she should tell Joey. Like Joey is obviously still thinking of him, so she should tell her. She keeps
Yeah.
hiding this. She's been hiding this for 4 months where he's at. And then
Did they
every time she sees Joey, she's lying to her.
did they say it was 4 months he was there? That
Well,
was maybe like a second time.
he's been gone for 4 months.
Yeah, but I think he was in the Caribbean for a while at least.
Well, she knows where he's at every time, and she's not telling anyone.
Mm-hmm. I figured this was at least a second time.
Well, then she should have told her best friend Jack, and Jack could have told Joey. And then if Pacey got mad, she could have said, "Well, I told Jack. I didn't tell
Yeah.
Joey."
Mm-hmm. And then Casey even asked about Dawson too.
Oh, wait. So do you really think that this is going to go on for the whole season, Pacey ignoring Joey?
No.
You really think this can go on all season?
No, I never thought that.
Eventually, it's well, because you asked me, should Jen tell? Yes, she should tell because this can't go on forever.
Yeah, well, I know. I figured it might last an episode or two, but that'd be it.
Like she's going to find out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
She has to. That would be bad writing if you just kept that going.
Mm-hmm. And then back in the dorm, Jen and Jack are waiting for Joey, and they find out that, from Audrey finds out from them about Joey's love life, and you know, Joey's mad about that, and
Yeah,
how,
she's got some big mouth friends,
mm-hmm, and
Jack and
how,
Jen.
yeah, and then Audrey calls Jen her new best friend, and Jack Joey's very cute friend, and then Jen said Joey's very cute gay friend, and Audrey's like, can we change that? I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. And then even Jack himself said that if he kissed Jen and Joey and nothing changed, then nothing will. So I'm glad he said that.
I didn't care. Oh, so Dawson. Let's move to that. Dawson talking to the director.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny because um the Dawson was talking about, the films he was making. And the director said, oh, who was just talking to him. And well, no, then it was Dawson that said, I could show it to you. And the director goes, no, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, see, Dawson, you think everyone caters to you, and they don't. And I
Yeah,
remember I
well,
told you he's gonna have a hard time in California.
mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Tyler only said that because he doesn't want to feel like, feel mad and jealous that an 18-year-old kid can make films better than him.
Yeah, but given the fact that when he brought up the Mr. Brooks film,
Mm-hmm.
that director had no idea who Mr. Brooks was, or he's never seen the film. So the fact that it hasn't gone anywhere as in the film means
Mm-hmm.
Dawson didn't do a very good job.
I don't
You know
think
what I
he put
mean?
it out there though. I think he
Well,
just made it for his friends to watch.
probably because he knows how stupid it would have been.
No,
Like
I think it would have been good.
everything he makes is bad. So I mean, he said it last episode.
I think this would have been an exception. It would have been good because it wasn't a movie, it's a documentary. about somebody else that wasn't Dawson. So it wasn't about Dawson at all this time, like the other ones were.
But it still was
How?
the storyline.
Yeah, I'm saying the documentary wasn't going to be about Dawson. It's about Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, but he still got all the info, the good info, the juicy stuff when the camera was off. So I don't get what was good on the film.
He could have included that somehow,
What?
maybe with
Tell
a
Mr. Brooks
voiceover.
repeat what you just said? It
Yeah,
wouldn't have been authentic. It would have been forced at that point.
or Dawson maybe could have done a voiceover of the information. Who knows? We didn't get to see any of it, which we should have.
No, I didn't need to see it.
Oh, I wanted to. And then at the frat party, Joey bumps into a guy who's in one of her classes, and he gives a really creepy description of exactly where she sits and the thing she does with her hair that was really specific. So he's been watching her for a while. And then he asks if she wants to talk, but she says she's just checking her friend. And then same thing with Jen. She meets a guy too who wants to show her his stereo in his room.
That guy was weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely red flags. And Jen's like, no, I'm not going to sleep with you. And he's like, what if you change your mind? And she's like, no, not going to happen. It was funny how she mimicked the bobbing of his head that he made when he said about
And
changing her mind.
didn't see it, didn't care.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
I
Do you
fell
only
asleep
pay,
through this episode. Hmm?
do you only pay attention to the pacey parts?
No,
Seems like you do. Because
no.
every,
In this episode,
mm-hmm.
I actually wanted to just watch Dawson in California.
Oh, okay.
I hated the college parts. Like it was stupid. It was boring. I don't like Audrey. I don't care for Jen and Jack and Joey in college. And I just felt like this episode was too much Joey. It was basically Joey's Creek. And guess what? It's not. So I just feel like Dawson and the movie life was more entertaining than college life.
Is it because
Because
you don't like college?
how they're writing college is so boring. Like, no, but like the characters are just so boring. Think of other shows, they're entertaining. These people, there's nothing entertaining about the three of them.
Oh, I think it was realistic.
And again, it's focusing on Joey, who is probably one of the most boring. Dawson's usually the most boring, but she is right there with Dawson as the most boring character on the show. And so anyway, that's why I don't like it. I just don't like Joey. It's just too. I just feel like if you're going to name the show Dawson's Creek, you have to put Dawson as the main person.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, there's other shows that have showed college life, and we get it. It's the frat parties. It's this. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I don't care about any of that. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more entertaining to see Dawson try to navigate the movies
Mm-hmm.
and being on set and
Yeah.
seeing how because remember, Dawson thought this would be easy for him.
Right.
He just assumed it. And it's actually fun to watch him struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's where I was more entertained was because it was nice to finally see Dawson kind of get the wind knocked out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, and again, it's called Dawson's Creek and it's Dawson. So I just feel like let's focus on Dawson and not Joey in college. And the problem is we're not even focused on Jen and Jack at college. We're
Yeah, a little
focused
bit,
on
but barely.
Joey. We're
Mm-hmm.
focused on Joey. Guess what? It is not about her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was just annoyed. Like everybody else at this point is just side characters. Nobody's main and at this point except Joey,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thought. So what do you want to talk about the party?
Just yeah, just the quick part where Jack runs into that guy who invited them to the party and, told him that he should join his sorority. Nope,
Uh,
that's not it.
no, the
Fraternity,
frat
that's the
party
girls. Yeah,
or the frat um
fraternity. I can't
yeah,
say it right now. Yeah, I
fraternity.
said that. Yeah, I said the other one for the girls. But was this like overshadowing that Jack actually might join? Because I really don't want him to, but
I don't know, but I just can't really see Jack because I don't know, he just seems like the person that just wants to hang around like Joey and Jen, like his hometown friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't seem like he wants to find other friends. He's like
Well,
Jen. They're
mm-hmm.
so connected and intertwined that they don't want to, it's like the Dawson and Joey. They don't want to like move away from each other. And if
Mm-hmm.
he goes into a fraternity, they're not
Mm-hmm.
going to be around each other.
Yeah.
You know what I
That
mean? He's
was
going to have his own
mm-hmm.
life and then she's going to be left. So I just feel
Mm-hmm.
like they're too needy of each other.
Well, I was just thinking maybe he would join just because he misses what he had when he was in football. Like he said, he could fit in.
I don't think he
And
misses it.
well, I think he just misses maybe just having like that little community, like being with other guys. So I think that he might think of the possibility of joining one at least.
Yeah, but then what do you think the guys are going to think when they find out that he's gay?
It really depends. Most likely, I feel like maybe today would be different, but back then it probably definitely wasn't too much.
Well,
Um,
especially if he's living in the fraternity, which a lot of times they do.
yeah.
I feel like then they'll probably be like, "What?" You know what I mean? Like I feel like the guy was being nice to him not because he liked him, but because he wanted him to be in their fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
Jack was taking it as, "I like this guy."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like they had two different mindsets.
Mm-hmm. But I was wondering why they took his picture at the last second. He had a guy take his picture, Jack's picture, and then leave.
I
And the
didn't see
flash
it.
was all oh, well, the flash was all in his face because the camera was that close, so they like kind of blinded him a little bit. I'm thinking they took his picture, maybe like they could like find him again and ask him later. Because why else would they take the picture? It was just kind of weird.
Mm. I don't know,
And
but
they,
can we
cause
move
it,
back to Dawson after
yeah, they just did
this?
it with, yeah, they just did it without his permission. So I just thought it was weird. But yeah, so Dawson's on set and spills a tray of
Oh.
food or something.
Oh my God, Dawson. Okay.
I
That
wonder, sorry, I just was wondering if Dawson knew exactly what he was doing, if he was aware
I don't think he's
that the
Dawson
sec,
usually
yeah,
he's not aware of a lot of things in life.
yeah, like the second he opens his mouth, he was putting himself in trouble. So,
Well, it was no, it was funny. He says, "Screw you," and like under
mm-hmm,
his breath, and then the director
yeah,
was like, "What? What did you say?" And then Dawson sneezes up, "Screw you!" I'm like, Dawson,
mm-hmm,
and then he
yeah,
goes, "You're fired. Get off my set." I love it.
yeah, yeah, because he went on that tangent of the whole, I'll do better than you if I get here and everything, because, this movie's gonna suck and everybody knows it and
Well,
all that.
then he said that like you don't
Take it seriously.
yeah, like you're not like happy to be here and you don't know the
Can't
fact like
appreciate
what
it.
you're you don't appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody starts clapping though.
Yeah, and the second he turns around, they stop. I thought that was funny too.
Well, that's because the director was probably like, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you all
Yeah.
want to get fired too?"
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then I was like, "Well, there you go, Dawson, you just got fired."
Mm-hmm.
But then Dawson goes outside and talks to the security guard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, can I just say something?
Hmm.
What is the odds, Cynthia? Do you think this was written this way? That of all that of all shows they would bring up that they want to create. Remember when that lady was telling Dawson or whoever it was that they wanted to create the seventh heaven,
Oh.
whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Movie.
Yeah. Um, do you think it's odd? And what are the chances that they would say seventh heaven, that this is what they want to do, and the security guard was in seventh heaven?
Oh, I didn't know that because I don't know that show. So.
Like immediately when I saw him, I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was part of the church. I was like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden they bring up seventh heaven, and I was like, what? Like, what is the odds of him being the actor as like the security guard for like the movies? And then they bring up seventh heaven.
They probably wrote that because he was in it.
Yeah, because I mean, of all shows, you're gonna bring up seventh heaven, the one he was in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely did that on purpose.
And I mean, he's like, if you're like a seventh heaven fan, you know him. Like he wasn't like in one episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, when I saw him, I literally and I watched it with my mom, and she even said like he was on Seventh Heaven, and I was like, yeah. That's why I was just like, I wonder if they threw that in there or if it was already in there, and it was just an odd chance that he got hired as a security guard for this episode.
No, I totally did it on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered. So that's why I wondered what you thought of it. But yeah, just want to
Hmm.
throw that in there that was a cute little throw of he was in it.
Yeah, just like when they did the whole Josh line with the Mighty Ducks, like that was purposely done too.
Well,
So
that was, but I didn't
yeah, the
know if
same thing.
this was.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then Audrey and Joey have the little talk outside about their past boyfriends. We learn a little bit more about Audrey and her boyfriend Chris.
Yeah, but isn't she still on Dawson?
Yeah, that's because that's the only thing that Joey told her. She doesn't know about Pacey because Joey hasn't said anything about him.
Is this when she says, I don't know, something about she's still in love with this boy down from the creek or whatever?
Yeah,
I was
so
like, why? You weren't barely with him. You were with Pacey, the writers of.
yeah, that didn't make
That's why
sense
I'm
to
over
me.
it. I'm over it.
Hmm.
The last relationship you were in was Pacey. Let's not forget about Pacey.
Hmm.
But he's barely in the episode. I can't.
Hmm. Yeah, so just Audrey explains why that she is with these guys because she is trying to figure her ex-boyfriend as well and just live life and have fun. But I do think that they at this point will be start becoming more friends like than roommates now that they've opened up to each other a little bit.
Mhm. Well, yeah,
And
she's
then
realizing like Audrey's not like her whole life isn't party. Like she's only doing
hmm
it because she's still trying to get over her ex.
hmm and then Joey goes into the bathroom to call Dawson at home, not his
Yeah,
cell
and she
phone
tells him,
at home.
oh, then she tells him goodbye. And then he shows
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, okay. Can we move on?
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, she didn't want to actually talk to him directly. That's why she called his landline. And like Audrey, she was cutting the cord, but I didn't really think that she was gonna do that. So then she regretted it later. So I figured that, but yeah.
Um, let's move on to Jen.
With
What
what
was it?
again?
What did you
Oh yeah.
like? Okay, how did you like seeing Chad Michael Murray?
Well, I already forgot he was gonna be in the show, so it was kind of like a jump scare when I saw him because I forgot.
The jump
Um,
scare.
I didn't think he was gonna be in it that early for some reason. I knew he was like part of the college like time, but I didn't really think of when or how.
Well,
Um, and I thought maybe Joey would have met him first, not Jen. So,
Well, I knew Jen met him first, but I totally forgot that he came in season 5, episode 1. I did not
mhm.
think it was the very first episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe like the fifth or sixth. I
Hmm.
didn't know it was literally the first episode. I was like, wait a minute. When I like right when the episode started, and then after the intro, then it brings the guest stars, their names, and I was like, wait a minute. And then it said Chad and Michael Murray. I was like, wait a minute. This is the episode that we see Chad. I was like, what?
Hmm. I didn't even see his name because I didn't really watch the credits. I just
I
let them play.
did. I was well, probably because it was on a Joey scene.
Hmm.
But I looked and I was like, wait, this is this soon that we get to see him and meet
Hmm.
Charlie?
Yeah. By this point, Jen's tired of the guys trying to hook up with her, so she assumes he's the same way. But it turns out that he just genuinely wanted to talk to her, and find out why she's there because she was in the corner by herself, because for some reason Jack just isn't there. He just kind of ditched her. Um, yeah, so it was kind of funny how, it was what she didn't assume and he was just part of the band. And they were paid $50 to play at the frat party, which I think
Okay.
isn't that much, but
But isn't it like the $50 they have to split between each one of them in the band?
yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Like, is it 50 each or 50
Yeah.
overall?
Like you all get $5 in the end of
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm. Like that isn't worth it.
Like, yeah, when he said that, I was like, that's not very
Yeah.
much, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you're good
Yeah.
at math, but that's not very much.
Yeah.
But I was so happy to see Chad. Like it,
Mm-hmm.
okay, season 5, bad, bad, bad start. But to see Chad
Yeah.
It might boost a point because we got to see Chad.
Yeah. And it would be nice to see Jen with someone that's her own age for the first time in a while. So,
And who's cute.
I mean, he is their age, right? Freshman? I'm
Yeah,
just guessing. Okay. Yeah.
but he's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And then it was,
sorry, I didn't like some of her exes, okay? I liked Henry, but
yeah.
I liked some of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chad was the heartthrob back in the 2000s,
Yes, he was.
and he was in everything. Yeah. So Charlie bumps into Jack as he's walking away. I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, did you see Jack like
Yeah.
holding his hands up?
Yeah.
I'm like, what was that? Like,
I think he was drunk.
what?
So it was like a late reaction, like over delayed reaction.
I saw that. I just started laughing. I'm like, what is up with Jack? Now he's awkward.
Yeah. And then he's, to Jen, like, why are you so smiley? So I thought that
Yeah,
was cute.
and then him and Joey are in at Graham's talking about Charlie. And then Joey
Hmm.
says he's cute. Okay.
I think she meant the name was cute when she
No,
actually
she
heard the
said he was
name.
cute.
Because
No, she
she
said
asked,
Charlie's cute. And I went, Joey, didn't know you thought of Charlie that way.
well, because
I didn't think she was paying attention to the band.
it's just because she, I don't know, just the way they said it, because she said, what's his name? And she said Charlie, and she said, that's cute,
No, I
or
thought she
something
said
like
he's
that.
cute.
And I'm pretty sure my captions too said that's cute. I'll have to relook at that, but, um,
And then it ends
yeah, either
with
way, yeah.
Dawson showing up.
Um, yeah, I'm just looking at my,
That's
oh,
all I've got.
well, the funny part was when Jen was going to the cupboard saying if there's cookies in there, she's gonna devote her life to the Lord. And Grams walks in, she's like, "That's what I just wanted. That's all I wanted to ever hear." That was funny. Yeah. So Dawson shows up because the internship's over, so he feels like he has nothing to do now, so he should go see her, and he feels bad anyhow, and he knows seeing her will make him feel better. But that was funny how Joey gets home like already like past dawn because the sun's up already, so she was out all night, I guess. And that seems unlike her.
She
And
probably
Audrey,
spent the night at Graham's.
oh yeah, and then Audrey's asleep, so she doesn't answer the door. So Joey has to get up after she just lay down. But yeah, but you can tell that Joey was like happy to see him, but then also not happy because she remembered about her message she left him and wondering if he heard it or not. But I feel like if he had heard it, he wouldn't have even showed up. So that should
He
have
had
been her
nowhere else to
sign.
go. He got fired.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying too. Like, I don't think he would have saw her, gone to see her if he had known about the message. Yeah, so still having these cliffhangers with Dawson. Don't know if that's gonna last much longer. Maybe not. Hopefully, because it doesn't make too much sense the more this goes on. Yeah, so highs and lows.
So my high was, oh, well, yeah, my high was Dawson in California. I
Mm-hmm.
liked seeing him on the movie set just because it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And then my low was Joey at college. It was too much of Joey at college. So
Um.
that's my high and low.
Mm-hmm. My high would be Jen meeting Charlie just because she hasn't had a guy in her life that could be a love interest that was actually good for her because the last guy she really like kind of got involved with was Drew. And it wasn't really involved like that way, but like that was the closest she had besides for Jack. So it would be nice if she could have just like a good relationship that is good throughout the whole thing, but also ends on good terms if it does, instead of her
Right.
getting kind of ditched. Um, and then that what did I just say that was? Oh, my high. Okay, so my low was probably just what did you say yours was again?
Joey at college.
Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to think. They're kind of all the same to me. I can't really
Oh,
pick out
oh, I
one.
know what yours was.
What?
Yours was the paper being read in front of the whole class.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, that did bother me. I don't know. Just because I wouldn't like my paper to be read out loud like that. Because I
She
did
didn't
have like
like it either.
because I did have an English class that we kind of did write stories, that were personal, but, um, did we read any out loud? I don't think so, but yeah. Yeah, I guess that'll be my this for college experience is just different than I would expect, especially since she's not a writer. She was always just making art. And then rating?
I would rate this a 4. It was terrible. It was so
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah, 5 for me.
You
And
would
then
think by
best.
season 5 they'd have something.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
there
then,
was just nothing. Like here's the thing was even if it's not drama, it
mm-hmm.
still needs to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Like at least put a comedy episode. Like there was just nothing. And that's what I mean is it wasn't entertaining at all. There
Mm-hmm.
was no drama and there was no entertainment. So it was just boring.
Yeah.
And I can't watch those boring episodes.
And then best and worst.
Yeah, who's yours?
Um, my best, it was hard, but my best was I just put Audrey just because she kind of did help Joey open up more and let her know that she can be a friend to her and open up to her. And Joey should have a little bit of fun every once in a while, not all of the time like Audrey, but just once in a while. And then the worst is he didn't have a name. The guy who wanted to sleep with Jen, just because, that was the cliche of it all, but still, it was annoying. And yours?
Mine has nothing to do with college.
Okay.
Mine is over in California.
Was
Because again,
Todd your worst?
I told you I was tuned out with the whole college life. I was more entertained with the Dawson life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for me, my best was the security
Mm-hmm.
officer
Yeah.
because
Hard, yeah.
because he was talking to Dawson after he got fired or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
which he doesn't have to do, and he called him a cab.
Yeah, that was nice of him.
Think about it. How many people are that nice?
Right.
So I just thought that was really nice of him. Like he was looking out for Dawson and somebody needed to in California.
Yeah.
So that's why he was my best. And then my worst was the director.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't like the dude.
Yeah, me either.
Like he's just so condescending and so rude to everybody, not just
Mm-hmm.
Dawson, but everybody.
Yeah.
Like he just thinks he's above. Like I know Dawson does this too, but like he just thinks he's just better than everybody else, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not.
Yeah.
So that's why he was the worst for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah. So what's the next episode?
The Lost Weekend.
Oh God, these titles.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it.